There we go. Oh, welcome back to the stream, everyone. Hope everyone's been well. This is King Mob once again, the man in the mask, playing the Disco Elysium Obsession. One of the rare games that, as I'm playing it, I wish I could play it more. But we last left Harrier and Kim. We had just hooked an amplifier up to the 2mm hole in the world in the name of science and of settling old disputes. And now we're getting ready to attend a communist meeting. Looking forward to that one. But also take a bath. Let's go take a bath. Hello, Chuck. Always good to see you. Sorry I wasn't in for very long for your stream. It was the usual $82. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. I'm enamored with so much of it, but it keeps coming down to the fact that somehow the writers of this game have made me fall in love with a balding middle-aged Asian man. I just don't get it. Kim is the best. Anyways, it's 7 o'clock. I don't think I can go to bed yet. Let's see what's on our list of stuff. Inform the Dice Maker about the source of the doom. I can do that. Okay, put a flashlight in our hands so we don't fall. I'd rather have a boombox and a flashlight, because that's what every good police officer has, right? Yeah. What I'm talking about. Okay. I guess I could turn up the... Give me a moment here. Huh. Okay, well, that seems all be right. Trying to figure out why it's so quiet. There we go. It's on my side. Oh, I'm still working on apricot scented one. 4 hours remaining. Let's explain the doom to her.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Ooh. I need to get my shivers. I think I found the actual source of the curse.
I thought we agreed that the curse isn't real.
A bit more complicated than I first thought it would be.
I'm listening.
That's it. There's a 2mm hole in reality located in the church on the other side of the canal. I think it might be related to the Pale.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen killed the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, made the discovery.
Sona is involved in this?
She appears to take this in while the chatter of her headphones continues unabated.
So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
She looks outside the window where the night has fallen on the yard.
What? I don't want to say the entire world is
Just
doomed.
Martinez?
Gives you a rueful smile and looks
In
around.
any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
All right. I'm gonna put some Shivers gear on and see if I can sort this out. Let's see what we got for hats. Do we have any Shivers hats? Some Logic hats. Shivers. Okay. Let's see what I can get here. Shivers. The world's worth tie. Okay. Well, there you go, Shivers. Let's see what I can do here. Savoir faire. Okay. I think the best I can do, at least for now.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Okay. Even.
You feel nothing.
Fail.
If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
I'll leave it at that.
She has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief, the tool's sharp edge shining in the light of her desk lamp.
Okay. Well, I've done what I can. Time to go get dressed with my normal clothing. Okay. No. Leave those gloves on. Put a nice jacket on. Pretty core and visual calculus. Like my perception hats. Yeah, I don't care about volition and pain. What do I got for glasses? Visual calculus and -1 drama. Here. And got the perception shoes. Wearing that around my neck. I really don't understand how any of this really works. Okay. Now I'm not wearing a white polo shirt. Logic, and then reduces my authority. Pulls off my suggestion. Okay. And -1 logic. Okay. Let's get back to it. Well, I mean, I guess I could try buying another dice.
Oh, it's you again.
Ordinary
I'm
dice.
sorry.
Oh.
I'm a bit overloaded just
Okay.
now.
Yes. He's producing it for me right now. I forgot. Who made the crime reporting call? Okay. Wash off the death spell. Okay. Okay. Oh. Is it 8 hours already? I don't think so. Yeah, that's a good way to describe Harry. Luckily, everybody's so polite not to say anything.
Are you looking for a die?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to the bath. Hello, Huntress. Good to see you. There are things afoot. Things afoot. Ah, it's tab. Okay. Oh, it's time to go pay for a room tonight.
Hey, was there something you needed?
My bills
Got the
tonight.
20 real?
Yes.
Good. You got the room for the night, but
How could anyone forget, asshole?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Nice. When can I sing? Oh, I gotta find something to sing.
The door is closed. This door can...
Okay. Try to stop making the expression.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore.
Ah, I got it.
See yourself.
I gotta wrestle
The
my
expression
drugs.
fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it.
Mirror B for now. Okay, let's see what else I have to do. I can't go to bed yet. Find locate a working firearm that shoots 4.46. The death smell. Okay. Set the victim's body to processing. I want his boots. Yes. I know it. Okay, well, let's go try some more things. I have a little bit of time. What day is it? It's Thursday? Like in real life? Thanks for streaming that horrible FMV game there. Hotspot Huntress. It is fun to watch and remember how horrible those games were. I think there's a grand total of 1 that's ever been good. And I guess Mist kind of qualifies as 1. Haven't I got the part about therapy? I guess not.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
And the conceptualization. Oh, keep looking at the side. What are you looking
The
at?
lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief.
Turns her disdainfully to face the coast and nods. Oh, turns her head to the face of the coast and nods disdainfully towards Joyce. Performing maintenance on the boat.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
You mean Joyce?
On a first name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world.
Why all the negativity?
Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor.
I'll catch you later.
Hello again, officer.
Like 90s mental health perspective in a bad video game. Ooh, yeah.
Give me a moment.
Thanks, Moth. Look at the appearance of
Give me a
Kuno.
moment. The waiters are at the end of this hallway, right next to the communal bathroom.
Thanks, Moth. Okay. Is this the communal bathroom? No, it's a storage room. This is the communal bath.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno de Reuter.
De Reuter. Okay. Looks like we found where Kuno's dad lives.
And the place comes with 3 months' worth of utility bills.
Now we get the cutters out. And heck yeah.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges.
Let's try cutting it.
Snip. The cutter goes through them like dead leaves. The links fall to the ground on the other side of the door. Don't let the quiet fool you. The beast is in there somewhere, ready to rip you to shreds with a broken bottle.
I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
Poor Kim. I know there's no stopping you. I mean, you're right. There's never any stopping me. What do I want to put it in? I won't make boyfriend give up. Yeesh. I love boyfriend. It's 'cause I'm wearing these half-light pants. That's why. These pants. I hate these pants. I've hated all the pants I've worn so far. Okay. Well, this is gonna go stupid, so I better put on my armor. No, I'm not taking your money. It's like $1.20. Kuno de Reuter is the name on the unfinished homework. Glossy erotica covers the wall. Winkle for moisture. Somebody's sleeping. The air stinks with something sour. Regular black jeans. Perfect. Where is that fucking... It's from 2 years ago. The homework's from 2 years ago.
A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw.
Get it? Look at the psychoactive substances on this table.
Good. Confiscate.
The minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the lieutenant in the slightest. He listens instead to something in the other room. You pocket the bottle as if it were blasted before you face the beast. Derui.
There we go. Ha! Should I give Kuno... I give Kuno the goods? That's the question. Bottle of amphetamine. Increases your motorics, reduces your morale. Increases your physique, reduces your morale. Increases your intellect, reduces your health. Okay. Okay. See if I can get some conceptualization going.
Hello
here.
again, officers. Have you come to admire
3.
my mural?
I got to roll 12. Time. Okay, let's go. Let's make a phone call. Oh yeah, I can wear the black jeans now. Instead of these like literal clown pants. I mean, it's not the worst look in the world. I did not expect any of this. Hang on, let's see if maybe he might know where a rifle might be.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul, if he's got principles.
As Rene turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight, and his ribcage lifted,
Yours?
displaying them proudly.
Oh, the way he just lingered on that. How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Look at the sun.
A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle I during the Revolution.
Look at the cross.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty, in service of King Frizzle I.
Did you get them for
Bravery.
bravery?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Saved a princeling?
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frizzle thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the
Drisson.
unrest.
Drisson.
Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar,
Yeah.
wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
Asininity. Love it.
He really despises that Drissant fellow.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
Lieutenant says thoughtfully.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion.
Giant red stallion.
The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Pretty damn clever indeed.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful.
Okay, then what did you do?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
That would no. Okay. That's no dink. That's a fighter.
So I grabbed the dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up.
He says with a stern look.
Through some miracle, we both survived. And the joyless freak convinced Frizzle to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Le flot des chevaux? The bane of horses? Well, it's a good shot. Hitting that horse. Sounds like you're being modest.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drizant. 2 days later that was. And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Hold on. You're just a little bit proud of Renee's heroics, aren't you?
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to men like René himself. Certainly not to me. How did you find the story to be, officer?
Doesn't seem like a good moment to express an opinion.
Bon Dieu. You and Gaston must be related. His blood runs yellow too.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer.
He points.
They don't end this out for anyone with a service record.
He points to the sun-shaped medal on Renee's chest.
Oh no, you have to get shot. Repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand.
He slams the heel of his boot into the ground. Why do you despise your son so much?
Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield. All he was related. That's it.
Hello, that's the whole thing behind the monarchy.
Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders. He was a stupid kid, only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving. And 782 Royal Carabiniers are dead because of his incompetence.
Whoa, man-loving? Is that even a word? It is not.
They had arguing with me. Thank you for the story, Renee.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Eversholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
He mumbles through clenched teeth and turns to you.
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Replace them. I'm good. I'm good. Alright, thank you. Time for me to leave.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I head the citizens' militia on this fine day?
Your sandwich looks delicious.
I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. Well made and abundant in components. The author sure knew their craft. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a brim of a tomato peeking from below. And is that mayonnaise?
Please, man, can I just have a bite?
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
He's squirming, avoiding your gaze.
And then it hits you. The brilliant bastard has drenched the entire sandwich in honey mustard. That's incredibly decadent and delicious.
Please, friend, just
Fuck off! It's mine!
jerks away, immediately startled by his own
A
reaction.
glimmer of respect flashes in Renee's eyes.
Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it.
He continues caution.
And it's gone.
When the dissidents come to rape our country,
Sure,
Oh, shit.
officer. They are the good guys around here. What do you need?
That's all for now.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
I want your sandwich.
All right, this is how we're gonna do it.
I admire your handiwork, chef. There's a few things I'd do differently.
Like what, officer?
His eyes rest in the
This is
sandwich.
as good as they come in Revachol, I assure you.
His eyes rest in the sandwich. This is...
An array of delicious recipes flashes through your mind. Salads, salmon, sandwiches.
Hope you're all paying attention.
This calls for an engineering angle. Structural rigidity, exposed rafters, lattice works, that type of approach.
We put a large slice of Alduvian cheese crosswise in the ham. It would minimize the component loss via crumbling.
Mon Dieu, that is an excellent idea. That would virtually negate the component loss.
I'll do you one better. The air pocket between the cheese and the ham could house pre-roasted paprika.
Ce serait délicieux. Can you make that sandwich, officer?
No, no one can.
Wait, but I thought I'd really like to get back to the game now, if there isn't anything else.
Bye for now. I can go talk to Kuno real quick. Taunting him about a sandwich. A monster. This is not even a kilo.
Fuck does Kuno care?
I took care of the drug situation.
Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back. That's how we split it. It's the best way, street way.
By kilo, you mean a gram, right?
Kuno knows what Kuno means.
Kuno means gram.
I'm keeping it. You don't need more drugs. You're 12.
Alright. Kuno knew you'd try that sneaky pig shit on him.
Tell him, Kuno.
Kuno's got brains. This shit doesn't surprise Kuno. So Kuno's gonna give you one more chance. Know this, pig. Shit is major.
Major fucking choice, pig.
Kuno won't take this shit lightly. The pieces are moving, pig. This is fucking domino shit.
It's hard to see how not giving a boy a bag of amphetamine would cause some catastrophic cascade response. Hard to see, but easy to feel. Somehow, this will change things.
Tick, 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 tick. Decision time. What's it gonna be? You gonna fuck the Kuno?
Okay. Let's be smart about this.
Alright, now we're talking. Whoa, that's heavy.
Weighs a minuscule bottle around and slips into his coat pocket.
There you go. More than half in there. Kuno's fucking honorable like that.
There is no movement on the lieutenant's face as he stares intently at the trash container.
Now tell me, how the fuck are you still alive, pig?
I looked around there. It's not the easy life you got going on in that apartment.
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we got plans.
Kuno, I met your dad.
Yeah? How are you still standing, pig? You sneak past him.
Your dad's a half-dead alcoholic. He was sleeping under some clothes.
What?
His eyes become large and round.
His posture changes. The swaying rooster motion stops for a second. Then he gets it going again, reorienting himself.
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told ya. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window.
You don't have to be scared. Kuno window? Come
What
on,
are you
kid.
trying to do? Get the Kuno to stop. Kuno's just getting it on.
His tone wavers.
Keep your ass together, Kuno.
Stop acting tough, kid. You don't have to be scared of me.
Kuno's not fucking trying to be tough. This shit is real. Kuno's fucking violent dad's gonna be a vegetable. Kuno knows that shit. Stroke shit. Stomach fucked up, and Kuno's gonna go out like that too. Gonna be just like Kuno's violent dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Go out West Revachol style.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
Whisper comes smaller than usual.
Fuck are you talking sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit.
He punches the air. You don't have to turn into that.
Get your fucking nun ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think 'cause you brought Kuno 1 gram of speed, you're friends now? Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
Relief is palpable. The little hat jumps up and down behind the
He
fence.
did not win. There is a crack in there now, and it's spreading across the face of his certainty.
There's a textbook with your name on it in the apartment.
Yeah, so fucking what?
It says Kuno, not Kuno. Kuno de Reuter.
Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
I like it. Kuno de Reuter.
He's trying to fuck you again.
Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it. Kuno can change his name into anything. Gonna change my name into
Okay.
Don't change your name into that, Kuno.
There are tons of unpaid bills in there.
Fuck right there where? Fucking 3 years or some shit.
That's no place to live in. You have to find somewhere else.
That's right. It's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground. Leroy shit. Ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
Little one seems overjoyed at the prospect.
Yeah. So fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
That's a lame name, Kuno.
Kuno knows it's fucking lame.
You can't fuck with Kuno.
Alright.
The fuck do you...
Yeah, we got plans.
Yeah? How are you still standing, pig? You sneak past
Dark
him,
in there.
You got lucky. Kuno's dad was out getting more drink. Fuck right there where?
What do you guess?
3 years or some shit?
Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about
Yeah,
them.
that's right. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about that electricity and light shit. Kuno's got that Yeah,
Okay.
pig, this shit is done. Now get the fuck out of Kuno's...
Talk about your shack
What do
again.
you want with
Had
it,
enough of this.
Kuno?
I'm
Kuno
off.
doesn't...
Okay. A tiny bottle of meth. Don't want the meth. At least I leveled up again. It's my crown shit right now. 7, 9, 9. Enjoy healthy organs. Okay. Threaten people. My authority's maxed out. Okay. There we go. Stop changing the clothes. Okay. I'm bored, Kuno. Now, let's see what time it is. It's almost 8. What else can I do while I'm waiting right now? Let's go talk. Do I have paint? No, I do not. Okay. Maybe if I go down here, I might be able to find where the helmet was tossed.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Look closer first.
The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. Just chips in the sandstone. They look pretty ancient.
Kim, look, bullet holes.
Where?
Someone's been shot. We're cops. We should solve it.
There? Those are old.
You mean like from the revolution?
Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Those bullets were fired during the revolution and do not warrant an investigation by officers of civil law.
What can you tell me about this revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it.
Shall we go? Okay. Man, the music's fantastic. It absolutely is. Okay, take that phone call. Why is my Discord still up?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Any more about the armored boots?
In a word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be
Okay.
frustrating.
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Fellatio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby, startled by the roaring radio. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio. He's not looking at you as he says,
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right?
Beat Freaks FM, huh? Look him in the eye.
Oh, is that what it was called?
He's trying hard to act
Go
surprised.
for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Put the radio again.
Souped up motor carriage for one bad mama's boy, for the heavier foot and the freaky end.
God damn it!
The lieutenant moves quick as a viper, switches the radio off, sets it on prime, and then turns to you.
Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. I'm not some kind of speed freak or...
Shakes his head furiously, staring at his feet. What a heavy a foot.
You would be too if you had this motor carriage.
He snaps half seriously.
But seriously, let's quit joking around, alright? We have a case to investigate.
I'm sorry, Ken.
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect you to someone?
No, with the radio for now.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Sorry, buddy. Had to know. I had to know. I'm a bad person for knowing.
You see a heavy steel door with the door does not budge. The old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older.
Okay. It's 8 o'clock. Let's see if I can go to bed a little early. Nope, doesn't look like it. Hey. Yeah, I know how it's all about money. Okay, let's take a look around here. What can we do? Restock the trap we found left empty before. Oh, that's pretty easy. Okay, back to it. Yeah, they all moved out this ice. This is not it. Oh, what's that? I just can't click on it. Oh, yeah. Where is it? Picking up something. What am I picking up? Okay, quick save. I'm going to do a quick load. I think we're going to be bugged. We're not. Not really sure what's happening here.
Yes?
Okay, it went away this time. See if I can bring it back. I think it just might have got bugged. Nope. Well, whatever this was gone now. I wish I could figure out where I'm going. So where I want to be is on the east side. Let's cross this bridge. Yeah, as it gets darker, it just gets weirder looking out here. But that is kind of winter twilight, though, isn't it? Always has that liminal feeling, half dreaming. Oh, relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash every MC in Revachol, hopefully. A motor carriage. And the sea. Talk to the twins. The boys, at least.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
You guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
The other one says. Yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
Yes, I am.
Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're not getting anything here.
Up, rock. Oh, the music. Why are you doing this to me? It swells and I feel things. Who wants to feel things? Carrier does not.
The trap stands empty amongst the reeds. No insect sounds or movement around.
This was the one.
Reeds melancholy rustling.
This was the one.
Fantastic.
Lieutenant looks at the familiar contraption in this room. At least the locust in the empty.
The locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings.
That ish happened to me when watching Wednesday on Netflix last night. Which one? Catching Feelings?
They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good. Now that's done. When do you think we will return to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
And the little guy gets smaller and smaller as you rise above the dollhouse world. You see him out in the snow, on the streets, in the shop in the corner, and finally a matchbox house sitting by the window. White flowers on the windowsill. You can smell them from up here. It's awful. A white morning, a sudden death. Divorce or something familiar. All you can do is put more distance between you and him. Make him smaller. Make him less you. 20% zoom out distance. All motoric Lillian caps are raised by 1. That's weird. That is weird. Okay.
All the traps are stocked now.
All we can do is just return. The apocalyptic version of Nothing Else Matters hits the guitar solo, and I started weeping. Yeah, that's always weird stuff. Like, I think the last time I cried for no reason when listening to a song was someone they made a remix of I think the song's called Nude by Radiohead. Yeah. Which is a weird one to make a remix of, because it's in 5/4. I don't know what's nude or not. I can't remember right now, but the hook is "Don't get any big ideas," and it's being played on an old Spectrum computer from the 80s, and a bunch of old hard drives being used as speakers. And it got to like 80% of the way in, and Thomas hits this high note, and next thing you know, I'm just weeping. Just eyes all weepy. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta tell them I fixed it. I mean, when aren't I?
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
Everyone smiles up at you, hopefully. I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morel?
Thank you for doing that, dear.
She manages a smile for you.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
Probably for the best. It's awfully cold out there on the reeds.
I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
So who's gonna check the traps?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
Taken out with undue optimism.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
I'm fine.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up.
You know what's wrong? You seem different.
Different? How?
You're not telling me the whole story. Half moons of her glasses reflect up at you as she looks.
I'm not. It's not that.
Doesn't know how to end a sentence. What is it?
It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer.
Looks down, biting her lower lip.
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream?
Hunching her shoulders now.
Mm-hmm.
She seems even smaller than she is. Like a sad young girl.
Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But Merle told me you've seen it. Also, you told me.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
You seem to really believe it happened. Does that count for something?
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence. That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That, and for years his belief made me believe too. But now, we're both getting old and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
He shakes her head, unable to meet your eyes.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
I need better suggestion. Okay. None of those feels has got to get out, yeah. Hell with this. I still believe you saw the phasmid.
A true believer. Sometimes I still see it too. The real memory of it. How it was there. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart. Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
Are you sure you don't have to need the help getting to Gary's?
Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. And then a taxi home. It's not so bad.
You do that. I'll check the chops one more time.
Really?
Yes, Kim, really.
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel.
And I have your address in case there's news.
Okay. It's 1113 Tabernacle Road. Jamrock, but...
It's been a pleasure, ma'am.
Likewise, sweetie. Thank you for everything. Truly. Even though it turned out to be a...
That remains unfinished.
A waste of time. A fool's hope. Say her lips moving in silence. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, the cold, coastal wind blows.
We should go too.
I should go. Yep, the feels got to get out. Sometimes the feels are all wedged. I gotta wait till 9. Which means I need to wait till 10. Always it feels gonna get out. There's nothing more than a man on the internet trying not to catch feels. Never had them, never want them. Feels are a fool's game. Not gonna let it happen to me. Nope. Here's a siren water. Someone's washing dishes.
The door has braved the elements for decades. The copper nails holding.
Okay. Quick save. Let's see what's going on.
A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed, a stained parka, some towels and a duvet, some socks even. In the dark, it looks like a nest.
I'll have a time. Get that pile of clothes. Fully recharge your
Something underneath there is breathing.
To be young again, my littlest was having trouble going to sleep tonight. Leftover milk. Or the spilled milk. Spoiled milk. No milk. Not sure what it was with the knobs. Oh, that's horrible.
Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive underneath it. It's deep, in suffering somehow.
Pull the blanket off.
You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol and God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth. You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
Is this thing even alive?
I'm afraid it is. Look, it moves.
What's the fleshy lump sticking out the other end of the blanket? Limb seems to be twitching from time to time.
And look, the other foot is camouflaged by a striped sock bearing the name Maxtor on the sole. 3 toes are poking out of a hole. Maxtor is a gas company. He's wearing free socks from a gas company. They probably came with the bills. A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something in his sleep.
Figure out what he's trying to say.
The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables. A hand emerges from the blankets, trying to gesticulate something. And then it dawns upon you, clear and surreal. Pigs, he says. He's trying to call you pigs.
You're awake. He's awake.
His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore escapes his mouth. He's asleep again.
At least he got to say his piece.
Is this Kino's father we're seeing?
Well, judging by the color of his hair, I would say yes, it is.
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. The light from the window falls into his half-open eyes.
Expecting something worse.
I think he's still quite bad. I mean, what he has come to.
Dan tilts his head.
This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but at least he won't be beating his son.
The lieutenant thinks to
himself. A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake.
Hold on, what's happened to his
Can't you
eyes?
tell? It happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open. Not a pretty sight.
This is serious damage. I'm not sure he's not dead. Finally, the old man starts growling. 3 words managed to escape his mouth, along with a strong stench of alcohol.
Look, he's trying to communicate.
We should help him somehow?
What to do? We could turn him on his side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit, but he's already on his side. We could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services. The Almshouse would turn him down. They don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides, he'll be dead in a few.
Then it stops.
Years, months, weeks. The pile of blankets grunts miserably.
Leave. Okay. What a damn mess. Yeesh. Ugh. Bad feels, bad memories, bad thoughts. Ugh. Shake that shit off, King. Shake that shit off. I say as I take another drink of my whiskey. Go talk about your dad. How are you even getting food?
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't.
Yeah, I guess so. God damn it. Let's try that Lori. Kinda likes this brain shit, thinking shit. So sorry your little one had problems going to sleep and was obsessed with milk. I brought my own overalls.
A lorry stuck in the
Look in the window.
road. Fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, making your eyes sting.
Kind of stickers.
Drive a large. It is the seal of Royalist era Revachol.
The key.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is likely, yes.
There he is.
Okay, is there another lorry I can go poke at? There's something gonna have to do with this racist dude. Besides punch him in the face.
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Okay, let's get some half-light on. Chemistry, logic, half-light. That's shivers. Half-light. F the world, yeah. Leather, drama, authority. Okay.
For something, Aunt?
Yeah.
Tell me to fuck off again?
Runt. Make him tell me what he knows.
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Show me her lorry right fucking now. The lady driver's lorry. Where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
I've been to your fucking lorry. I know where it is. Point to it. I'm gonna burn it down, you hear me?
Fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Where exactly is her lorry?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone.
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Heck yeah. Just had to flex some nuts. As you do. It's green. Here we go.
This screen found A to Z Contemporaire is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
Kuno doesn't care. Wow. How could Kuno care? The body's still in the polar bear, yes. And figured out the shooting and all that stuff.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
Try peeking the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and two steering levers. Posters cover the small windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them.
Try the door handle.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no picking this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
How are we going to get this open, Ken?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough. We can't afford it to take any longer.
Smash the window.
Call down the hammer of truth and justice. With a firm punch that could shatter bone, you smash through the window. Why you didn't equip and use the pry bar, who knows? But now, release your secrets, Lorry Cabin. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Peel off the cover on the passenger seat.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
I think we're onto something.
Please.
Then it commends you as you shift to the treasure, well worn and folded in these squares. Open the topmost map.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South.
Hey, T-Jan. Good to see you again.
Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock. And this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the massive brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Yeah, I saw you playing this game too, TJN. Hope you enjoyed it. Where's the road lead?
To Couron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Open the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct.
Which is my precinct. Look at the third map.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
Smugglers have infiltrated the motor track.
So it would seem.
Let's examine the maps of the road.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo tribes. But really, they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol.
That's usually how it goes.
With cool names, like La Puta Madre and Aura Mazda. It's a dark parody.
Who do you think's behind this?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Boot moves his sunglasses and polishes them with a handkerchief.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it.
Yeah, I love the world building. It's like anybody who just likes acting or reading or...
Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there.
Jesus. Turn a stack of papers behind the
Best
seat.
not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use.
Check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued.
That way your foot doesn't
to the
slip.
throttle.
So your foot doesn't slip.
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
The driver's glue a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Sandpaper would also rub off a pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes.
He likes where this is going.
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
One of the footprints of the crime scene had derivation. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
And she's also the one running the drug trade. What a handful. I insisted we keep it because we needed to look for more stuff. And then I shoved it in the polar bear. She's also riding the drug take.
Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
This would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
Absolutely
the
not.
movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and a faint smell of perfume is in the air.
Pull out the
A
toolbox.
metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Unfolded
It's an issue of Petit Ferique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Of the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
True.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
UKV. But yeah, so that's probably their secret way of communication. Pushing the pull-out.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, dust on the windows.
Examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed. Likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
Why would anyone need so many radio
Or
stations?
contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Anything we do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
What else is here?
The ghostly actress. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Yeah, I guess so, T.
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
What's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably Grenade No. 5.
Study this interval.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Enough of
The actresses and the rare
Close the door.
The rusty.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Okay, let's talk.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
I feel like something the police would do. What do you think of all this?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
The Boji posters, how they factor into
As
this?
elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady cabin track.
Yes, well...
He doesn't say more.
Unimportant.
But it turns out this is connected to the Union.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in some cabin.
Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
Return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
He stops to think. What were you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay, debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Okay. I probably could have got to that information much earlier, because that wasn't a super hard roll. Huh. So much thinking. So much thinking. Go talk to Joyce. We'll do a little quick conversation with Joyce. Now let's see about taking a bath. Hey Joyce, let's talk.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
This drug
Did you
traffic.
come up with something at that intersection? I'm afraid I have little else to tell you. But I'll try. Ask.
What proof
How
do you
do you think-
have?
There was a shakedown of look.
With all due respect, precisely.
She's simply...
Okay,
That's
yeah.
the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is better not tie the four stakes
Okay.
to backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Glory,
Yes,
man.
my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
We've discovered enough to conclude for
Yes.
now.
And will you start an official investigation?
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement.
Let's do it.
I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
That's not what happened.
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
He made a mess
It
here.
was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenel indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
You guys hold the
if
mainsail.
you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Maybe a good bloodletting is just what Martinez needs.
This is a pretty bleak scenario describing.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
How much time do we
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
What can you tell me about Crenel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Blackwater, Elite, Academy.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in 3rd or 4th world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions, and
Fourth
such.
world?
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Atrocious. Okay, anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
She thinks.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
You contact the company, tell them to call it off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
This colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Say about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
I can regret in her voice.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
Late 40s.
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own.
And that seems to corroborate the ethnicity we gave.
The lieutenant is pedantically happy about it. Said the deceased assaulted a woman?
He didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
What did these teenagers
That
say?
the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with
Yes, we did.
lynching. Where did it take place?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
He was shot!
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
Where are the remaining two mercs
They've
now?
gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth.
Put their foot in the guard wire of balance.
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
You should show those meatheads exactly how savage you really are.
Still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Where are those mercenaries now?
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the goon in the ill-fitting clerk clothes.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
Well, I'm Harry Dubois. That's what I do.
All your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
I mean, the terrier jumps both feet onto hornet's nests.
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
Now it's for the sloop's cabin.
I hope I can answer it better.
What about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
I
am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there's anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Can you tell me about the tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
He reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence, she wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet. Serve the woman's expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
Voice in the photo tape.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What's the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
The silver cord, the spirit. The silver cord that leads back to your body when you're astrally projecting. What travels the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
Points in the photo.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first Sesamine's Islands, then this.
Points at his heart.
Rivershoal. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Rivershoal in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Who could tell me more?
Platoon members? The other contractors, though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
You're right, not a good idea.
I am relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
That's all for the tattoos.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Okay. Talk about the lynching.
Of course. Anything to help.
Okay.
I am sorry to have been...
All right. It is not almost 10 o'clock. I finally made enough experience here. Let's go spend one more delicious point on something. Ugh. Could use some more brains. Rhetoric. There we go. Civilization. Okay. This is perfect. 11:30. About. I think I'm going to call it here. This puts me in a good spot. I feel like I should have got to this information much earlier. It's a bit disappointing because I think there's more important things going on now, like the 2mm hole in the world and the fact that this man was not lynched. In any case, let's hit the save. Thank you all for coming and chatting and watching me play this game. Oh, music just hits me right here, right in the rhino. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for chatting. And love you too there, T. Everybody, please have a good week. Stay safe. Stay healthy as you can manage. Fuck capitalism and go home, as they say at Waypoint. And please make good decisions. Good night, everyone.